Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Wednesday, March the 19th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Back in the saddle again, bring all our listeners around the world. I can't just say the United States because we have so many other countries, and we're bringing you the stories, right?
Yes.
But first, our live show at Southeastern Louisiana University in Hammond, Louisiana, July the 19th, Saturday. The tickets went on sale for Patriotic Convicts on Monday at 8 a.m. They're selling. Some people had issues and problems. I think they got that worked out. But this morning at 8 a.m., they go on sale to the general public, and they're going to sell out fast, y'all. They're already selling. So get your tickets. And we'll have the links and all the show notes and all the social media. And if you have any problems, you can call Miss Crystal Hardison at...
So you can call Crystal or Stephanie at 225-665-3303.
And they would love to help you. Southeastern is in control of the ticket sale part of the show and hosting us and everything else.
Right. And the main problem that Crystal was explaining to me yesterday that could be an issue is there's no way of knowing that you have to click the update button. It's weird, but if you do not click the update button and it's prominent on the screen, you can see it. If you don't click that, you're going to have issues on the next steps. It'll take you to the next step, but there's not going to be anything for you to do in the next step unless you click that.
Okay. So y'all click the update button, get your tickets. It's going to sell out. And I don't want anybody to say, we didn't get a chance to come.
Absolutely.
Right? We already have lifers coming in from all over the country that have bought tickets through the Patriotic Convicts early access.
And I did speak to Crystal about this yesterday. I can also take your payment information and pass that to them. I'll call them on the phone and give it to them. If you want to contact me at Cyndi at Real Life Real Crime, I will make a phone call with you so we're not distributing your information electronically. If you feel comfortable with that. But Stephanie said that is completely fine, just like you would if you had a problem and had to call Walmart and give them, or whatever. So we're here to help you.
Just go and do it and hit the update button.
Exactly. Yes.
And get your tickets. Why? And it's going to be a hell of a show. Raw, live, unscripted, and the VIP event to follow. The show, it's going to be a great time going back to my roots and can't wait to see everybody there. It's our first live show in like 2 years.
Yes.
So, and it's going to rock. So yeah, I'll get your tickets and we will see you there. And people are already posting that they got their tickets, and Cyndi's going to have some information on hotels coming up and all that. Or you can just search Hammond, Louisiana for those dates. So it'll be fun. And what do you have for us, Miss Overton?
Let's start off in England.
England? Uh-oh. So let's go to... It's time for Worldwide Crime.
Apparently, teddy bears are a big thing in England. Remember, I gave you an update yesterday, and a girl had gone to court
for murder,
and she was holding her teddy bear.
Yeah.
Well, now a teenage boy has killed his ex-girlfriend's friend over the return of a teddy bear. When you end a relationship and you have to give back your things that you gave.
Back and throw it away. Who the fuck's going to take the time to give it back? But evidently she did.
Well, let me tell the story. This was in London. So on Thursday, March 13th, Hassan Sentamu was sentenced to at least 23 years in prison for the September 2023 murder of 15-year-old Eliane Andam. Sentamu killed Andam on the morning of September 27th, 2023, after he had recently broke up with her friend and had seen the girls teasing him at a shopping center in South London. So after telling a friend he could, in quotes, not let this slide, the then 17-year-old met with his ex and the girl that he ended up killing the next day as part of a pre-planned meeting to swap items they had exchanged during the relationship, including a teddy bear that his ex was especially keen to get back.
Nice.
However, Cyndi showed up empty-handed without the items, despite his ex returning his items. So according to the release, Andom ran up behind Cyndi and grabbed the bag of items that had just been returned to him. Cyndi proceeded to chase Andom before removing a knife from his waistband and stabbing her repeatedly, including in her neck, which that wound was the fatal wound. After she collapsed to the ground, passerbys gave Eliane immediate medical attention while they awaited the arrival of emergency services, and they were there within minutes. But she received 4 wounds in the attack and died at the scene, and he fled the scene and went on to hide the knife behind a wall in a backyard. But he was found by the police like 25 minutes later, and the father of the little girl that was killed, he says, "I close my eyes and see the horror of what she must have endured, the fear, the pain, and it breaks me over and over again. The thought of her final moments torments me. Wonder if she was calling out for me, hoping that I would save her, but I wasn't there." He added, "I couldn't protect her. That guilt will weigh on my heart for the rest of my life." The court heard that Cyndi had a troubled childhood and was given a police caution when he was 12, and he had taken a knife to school when he was 12. Other abusive behavior included putting girls into headlocks and threatening to injure them and chop off the tail of a foster parent's cat.
Nice.
So during his sentencing on March 13th, Mrs. Justice Chima Grubb addressed Cyndi and told him that he was less able than others to express yourself and understand the thoughts and feelings of others. You have not fully developed the ability to cope with your own strong feelings, such as those of worthlessness, she continued. These features provide personal mitigation. The responsibility for Eliane's death will be with you for the rest of your day. For the murder of Eliane Andom on September 27, 2023, you will be detained for at least 23 years, which means, after counting the days served so far, a minimum term of 21 years and 199 days.
That's longer than they give some of them over there, right?
Right.
But still, probably not long enough. I don't know. Teddy bears and, young and dumb, and I don't know.
Wasn't even his ex. I mean, it was the friend that retook the stuff back. I mean, right. I guess they had that plotted. I have no idea. They didn't. I don't know.
It's crazy as fuck. We caught some flack a little while back about doing animal stories, beast mode.
Yes.
And which is, it's a true crime show. If you get offended about animal stories, which are crimes, then you need to turn the podcast off, because that for some reason I have so many cat stories today, and yes, they are disturbing, but no more disturbing than the story you just told, right?
Right. So
let's do, well, you know what? I'm not even going to call this beast mode because it's not the cat's fault. So they got this dude named Robert James Luther III, and he's 37 years old, and he had a cell phone and he had some videos on it, and guess what?
What?
Cops saw the videos and they said they are disturbing.
Oh, gosh.
Right? So, and he has been charged with animal cruelty after a Florida homeowner discovered a box containing 2 severed cat heads on their mailbox.
Oh, my.
Right? So police were called to the Bonita Springs home in Florida on Thursday, March the 13th, after the homeowner made the disturbing discovery, and it's according to the Lee County Sheriff's Office. They said due to the nature of the incident, the department's Animal Cruelty Task Force was called to assist detectives on the scene. They said the state-of-the-art technology, including license plate readers, was used to examine the scene, and officers ultimately found out this dude, Robert James Luther III, did it, and they arrested him. So they discovered Luther's fishing in an area near the crime scene later that day. And the sheriff's office said he invoked his rights and refused to speak with them while being questioned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. I guess he doesn't know they have him on camera. But according to the sheriff's office, detectives found further evidence linking Luther to the crime, including disturbing cell phone videos in which Luther makes mention of and depicts the deceased cats. Luther was booked on 2 counts of aggravated animal cruelty and 2 counts of aggravated stalking, according to the sheriff's office. They said heinous, violent acts, especially toward innocent animals, is beyond unacceptable, and any offender will face severe consequences to the fullest extent of the law, Sheriff Carmine Marciano said. And he added, the combined efforts of multiple units ensured this sick individual got locked up behind bars before he could hurt anyone else. I'm just going to end it with that, but how fucking, you got to be pretty sick. You go cut off 2 cat heads and leave them in somebody's mailbox that you've been stalking.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't know that you were stalking them already, and you're going to leave the mailboxes. I'm pretty sure when the cops showed up, they were like, you need to look for Luther shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it.
Yeah.
And that, you haven't watched it yet, but that thing, Don't Fuck with Cats.
No.
Where the guy was doing an anonymous video post online about killing the cats or whatever, and the people dug into it. The people online dug into it and ultimately got him.
Thank goodness.
What he needed to be.
Yeah. Those online vigilantes work sometimes, right?
That's right. They work for us. And we're going to work again for #Justice for Haley. Y'all stay tuned for this week's episode on Friday. And we're about to wrap that one up. So, but don't fuck with cats.
Yeah. When I said vigilante, it reminded me of that movie series with Charles Bronson, I think it was, Death Wish.
Yeah, several of them.
Yeah, there was.
1, 2,
that's
3,
why I
4,
said
5,
series.
6, 7.
Yeah, I loved. Was one of my daddy's favorites. I loved watching that with him.
Well,
it reminded me of it.
Let me do another animal one real quick.
Oh, and then I got another one. That's what I was gonna play off of yours. So okay.
Well, let's go to Tennessee, and there's a convenience store, and some of the convenience stores sell CBD stuff, and oils and pipes and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
questionable things.
Yeah, you walk in a convenience store around here and they got the little, I call them the glass dicks, but they're little round pipes with a little rose inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crack pipe.
Yeah.
So they sell it. People take the rose out and stuff the brass, whatever you call those scrubby pad things in there and smoke crack. But anyway, on March the 4th, suspects entered the store and stole $400 worth of CBD oil. And that's according to the police in Tennessee. And they are currently looking for people that committed the robbery. But you know how they did it?
How?
They were carrying pythons, snakes. Yes, so stay tuned. Authorities in Madison County shared images from the store surveillance footage of the incident on their Crime Stoppers Instagram account in an effort to gain further info about the suspects. They said that 2 females and 2 males entered a Citgo in the area on March the 4th and stole CBD oil valued at $400. The police added that these left in a 4-door sedan with a trunk tied with bungee cords.
What?
Yeah, that's not a dead giveaway, right? So the Citgo employee, Maya Raval, told the local outlet WREG TV News that he and his brother were working in the store at the time of the robbery. And he said the suspects, they were just waving the pythons around and putting them on the counter.
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty sure that's considered an armed robbery, but he then described one of the pythons as a white and another as either brown or mixed. And Raval also told the TV News that he believes that thieves would have stolen more if there weren't so many people around at the time. He said, they pulled their car up to the front door. I think they plan to successfully come here and rob the store. The snake is a weapon, you know? But pythons are non-venomous snakes that can range from 22 inches to 33 feet in length and can weigh up to 250 pounds. And they kill, everybody knows this, but they kill their prey through suffocation. And when they wrap their bodies around, the prey and squeeze them to death, and then they eat them. So, and you know what? They hadn't caught them yet. But they came in there and waving the snake around. Get the back. Give me some CBD oil.
So is that funny?
Stupid.
My God.
It's really not. I mean, I don't know what the legality is of Citgo selling CBD oil. Maybe it's different in Tennessee. But we have an awesome sponsor that has legit stuff, Mood.
Absolutely.
And it helps me sleep better at night. So y'all check them out. And we have a code for it also. It's in the commercials. Yeah. So you get, I think, 20% off or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So don't be, these guys could have just used our code and saved 20%.
That's right.
And not gone. In Louisiana, armed robbery gets you up to 99 years in prison. Yeah.
But if you were the responding police, sheriff, what would you have charged them with armed robbery?
Fuck yeah, I'd charge them with armed robbery. That's they threaten them with snakes. Give me your CBD oil, or I'm gonna let my snake get you.
Yeah,
it's armed robbery. You could arm rob somebody with a plastic fork.
What if
it's the same thing? You're armed.
Yeah. If the snake was like, I'm not squeezing him. You can't make me squeeze.
Yeah, pythons are not cheap. They should have just traded a python for some CBD oil.
Probably.
I don't know. Well, there's 2 animal stories. Give us a third. Are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? I know Cyndi was, and if you're a woman, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living rent-free in our environment right now, found in our food, water, and even in our skincare products. These disruptors can wreak havoc on our hormones. Believe me, before Hormone Harmony, I watched Cyndi suffer. Not anymore. Hormone Harmony's formula, made only with herbal ingredients, have reduced Cindy's hormonal symptoms, and it helps women of all ages. Then there are the natural hormonal changes our bodies face, such as menopause. While these processes are part of life, they don't have to be uncomfortable. The good news is that you don't have to suffer through it any longer. Hormone Harmony contains science-backed herbal extracts known as adaptogens, designed to help the body cope with stressors, including those chaotic hormonal fluctuations that can disrupt your daily life. Whether it's PMS symptoms like irritability and cravings, or menopause symptoms such as hot flashes and night sweats, Hormone Harmony can help with it all. Happy Mammoth, the creator of Hormone Harmony, is dedicated to improving women's lives by using only high-quality science-backed ingredients. They make no compromises on quality, ensuring that you receive the best support possible. This isn't just a supplement, it has become a phenomenon. Women are talking about it everywhere, with a bottle of Hormone Harmony sold every 24 seconds. And the most important benefit, women express feeling like themselves again. A sentiment echoed in over 30,000 positive reviews. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com. Don't forget to use the code RLRC for 15% off today. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of. I'm talking about Mood.com's incredible line of functional gummies. And you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code RLRC. Forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood that you're looking for. Whether that's Mind Magic gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience. Look, y'all, you know I have trouble sleeping. I take the Sleepy Time gummy. I take a quarter of one before I go to sleep, and I sleep hard all night long. Never even move, wake up feeling fresh as a daisy. So listen, you can find gummies to just get you high pretty much anywhere these days. But Mood's functional gummies combine premium federal legal THC with targeted botanicals to help you get into that perfect mood, usually in as little as 15 minutes. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code RLRC. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code RLRC when you check out to save 20% on your first order.
All right. Well, we're going to go to Melbourne, Australia for this one.
We love our Aussies.
And a mother of 5 avoids jail after plotting to sell. What do you think she's plotting to sell?
Her kids.
No.
Her dog, I don't know.
A man's toes.
Nice.
A dead man's toes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope he was dead.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you never know. She could have just chopped him off and...
Maybe so.
Yeah. So on Monday, March 17th, Joanna Kathleen Kinman, 48 years old, of Melbourne, Australia, pleaded guilty to offensive conduct involving human remains and was sentenced to an 18-month community corrections order.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Probably community service.
That's what I
don't really know. Let us know, Aussies.
So the mother of 5 had been working as a ranger at an animal shelter in Melbourne in February of 2024 when 2 dogs vomited toes and other remains. The dogs were taken to the shelter after their owner, whose name has not been revealed, died of natural causes. And so, of course, the prosecutor said the man had been dead for some time and the pets ate parts of his body before he was found. You always say cats start with the eyeballs.
I've seen it.
Well,
eyeballs and your ears and your nose and your lips are the first thing they're going to eat.
Well, the dogs went for the toes.
Probably, I don't know, more accessible, I guess. Mother wouldn't want to eat my toes.
The whole time I was reading this article,
That's what you were thinking.
But then WL has the same toes, and I think they're so cute because they're WLs. But
I'm proud of my toes. I'll cut your throat with them.
I know you will. The animals then became ill and vomited up human remains while they were at the shelter. So they were found.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. They were found. They brought them into the shelter and they threw up toes.
Yes.
Can you imagine being the kennel worker as looking down like, holy fuck, that's somebody's toes.
Right. So
might throw up a red flag.
Kinman wasn't there at the time, but she heard about it. And when she got there, she collected the clearly identifiable human toes from the trash and took them home with her.
They must not digest it well.
I guess not.
She took them home with her?
Uh-huh. She
gonna fucking saute them up?
She went and dug them out of the dumpster.
Yeah,
So then when she got home, she put them in formaldehyde.
All righty.
And then she later told one of her 5 children that she was going to sell the toes. And that she found out that she could earn...
Big market for toes.
Well, she could get about $400, Australian dollars. For 254 American dollars.
For some toes.
For some toes.
And where's she going to sell them?
Well, she apparently was part of a Facebook group. But however, after a tip from an unknown source, police arrived at the woman's home, where she admitted to the plot and her possession of the remains. She also revealed that the toes were located in a jar alongside other items, including...
Who has formaldehyde in their house?
But this one does. She has a bird skull.
Oh, God.
Guinea pig trotter. Alligator claw.
She hit the fucking jackpot when she got some human... toes. Huh?
And her children's teeth.
Oh, that's nasty.
So they found out that she was part of a Facebook group called Bone Buddies Australia. And she was one of the main traders in that group.
Wow.
She was a quote unquote avid contributor. she had previously sold wet specimens of a stillborn puppy and a kitten.
Oh my God, man.
She
How
also,
the fuck did they get that on Facebook?
and she also had a book called A History of Punishment and Torture.
Nice.
So according to the police during the interview, she said, I know someone who collects weird things. I thought it was cool. It's a toe. So,
Just a toe.
the deceased man's son does not want his name mentioned. Of course, the family, everybody, man. And you know, they're already getting information about this, and he doesn't want to hurt them anymore by knowing that their relatives' toes were going to be sold. And Kinman's lawyer said that his client was regretful for her actions, adding that she suffered from abuse following media coverage of the case. Poor baby.
You know, she could have just sat there and admired those toes for the rest of her days and nobody would have been the wiser. Yep. But she had to try to make a buck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so the magistrate says to her, he says, by the barest of possible margins, you will not be going to jail today. You were dealing with some body parts of a deceased person. That person would have expected that they would have been treated with dignity and respect by any person who came into contact with their remains. You failed to do that.
Yeah, yes, all normal people would do that. Obviously, she is not.
She literally went into the dumpster to pull them out. It's not like they're sitting in the garbage can next to her. She, you know, like
she's dumpster diving for toes. That's the first in the history of the world.
Puts them in formaldehyde.
Yep, that's nice. Very, very good. I don't understand it, but it takes all kinds to make the world go round. And I'm gonna, believe it or not, I'm gonna keep it on the same topic. It's time for Beast Mode. Y'all, we didn't have intentions of making this an animal show, but check this out. Now, I never got to know my grandmothers, right? They were deceased. And before it came along, well, I think my mom died when I was 7, so I barely remember her. My dad's mom was already dead. But, you know, I didn't have any grandparents. I had them, but they were dead. So I missed the whole grandparent thing, you know, and that's okay. It makes me sad sometimes, but it is what it is. I'll see them one day. But, you know, I'm going to tell you about a 73-year-old grandma, and she did not have a very nice end. She's from Ohio, and she got mauled to death by 2 pit bulls.
That's horrible.
But it gets a lot worse. Listen to this. Why do you think the pit bulls did? Now, y'all, we are not throwing shade on any breed of dog, because this could have been any breed of dog. It could have been a Chihuahua when I tell you the rest of the story. Why do you think they did it?
Because they're animals?
No.
I mean,
no.
She was feeding them.
No. Somebody was feeding them because they were high on cocaine at the time. Now, if it was my grandma and she'd been alive and she got killed by the 2 dogs who were high on cocaine, I'd be pissed off too. And this woman's family has now filed a lawsuit against the dog's owner and the town dog warden, which I assume is animal control, and the condo complex where the dog's owners resided at the time of the attack. So, take you back to it. Police responded to Joanne Eckelbarger's home last October after her neighbor's pit bull, Echo and Apollo, attacked and dismembered her while she was gardening. The 73-year-old woman's husband, who has dementia and uses a wheelchair, was unable to help her. It's sad. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just sit there and watching it, and then we have... Unfortunately, we're experiencing dementia issues now. I couldn't imagine her husband watching her, right? And he couldn't help her. And ultimately, she died from her injuries. Now, the Columbus Dispatch reports that, hey, you know what? Rightfully so, the dogs were taken into custody. Mm-hmm. And one of the things it would do, and I've had to do when dog attacks happen in the past, is you got to send them in to be rabies tested.
Right.
So they're testing their blood, and they found out that they had cocaine in their system. Now, who in the fuck gives their dog cocaine?
How did they know to test them for that?
Well, I'm sure they just ran a broad spectrum of whatever. I don't know. Maybe they got fucking lucky. Maybe it's more common than I know about. I don't know. They had cocaine in their system, and according to the pathology reports. But the pit bulls were shot and killed by the police shortly after the attack. But even after being shot, one of the dogs returned to Miss Joanne and continued to attack her after he was shot.
Yeah.
So in February, the dog's owners, Adam Withers and his mom, Susan Withers, were found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. They said after a series of complaints and orders from the Homeowners Association to remove the dogs, a judge finally ordered the Winters to remove the dogs several weeks before Ethelbarger was mauled to death. They told them to get it out and they still didn't do it.
It's hard.
Fuck you, Judge. We're not doing this shit. And now our dogs, obviously they got the cocaine from them, right?
Yeah.
So the dogs were not removed, however. And again, just weeks before the fatal attack, police were called to the Withers home. Now, at that time, the dogs were running around loose at the condo complex, and they were believed to have ingested their owner's cocaine.
Yeah.
The dogs were brought back home, and the dog warden reportedly failed to assist.
It's horrible.
I don't know.
Who's liable now?
That's a lawsuit. They suing everybody.
Yeah.
Try to get somebody's insurance company to pay. I'm sure these two cokeheads don't have anything, right? I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't have fucking sued too if my grandma got killed after they told them to get them out of the condo, and the condo's aware of them and everything else. And these people are, like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So Ethelbarger's son, Bill Rogers, told ABC6 that the official response that day was reckless. He said, I feel like they were gambling with a lot of people's lives that day, and she was the one who paid the price.
That's true.
About her mom's death, Ethelbarger's daughter, Earlene, told the outlet she did not deserve this. She was tortured and she suffered. This is not what you expect your parent to go through. This is not what you expect to happen to anyone you love. So
that's horrible.
Yeah. Well, their lawyer, Adam Withers' lawyer, Peter Scranton, told People magazine that the sentencing date is still pending for Adam and Susan Withers for their involuntary manslaughter convictions. He said, the jury went out the day before and the trial lasted a day and a half. And we thought the jury might be split and find him guilty, but not her, or vice versa. We were a little bit shocked by the length of the time the jurors were out and that they convicted them both of everything. So the wrongful death suit is asking for damages exceeding $25,000, along with punitive damages of an amount to be revealed at the trial, which means I guess the jury's going to get to set that. He said, we all knew that was coming, Scranton said when asked about the lawsuit, adding that his clients don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean,
they put it up their nose and their dog's nose.
Yeah.
How in the fuck is it? Like I said, it could have been a chihuahua or whatever. Okay, public service announcement for the day. Don't give your pets cocaine.
So while you were talking about that, I looked up real quickly, and apparently pets taking cocaine is on the rise, according to a recent Helpline study. This was from December 2024.
You'd figure it would be fentanyl. You hardly ever hear about cocaine anymore unless it's cut with fentanyl.
So I'll just read the part of the report real quick. It says, in recent years, there's been a significant rise in the number of pet dogs and cats exposed to cocaine in their homes, new research shows, a trend that raises concerns about animal health and safety. The study was carried out by public health researcher Orrin Ware from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, a veterinary toxicologist Renee Schmidt, and the Pet Poison Helpline. They analyzed calls made to the international helpline across the years 2019 to 2023. Data was logged on reports of dogs or cats' exposure to either cocaine or methamphetamine, and the team calculated an annual percent change, which is a useful way of identifying overall trend and figures, blah, blah, blah.
The reason they don't have fentanyl is because the dogs and the cats would have been dead. They couldn't have studied them.
Right. And it says, while there was no significant increase in pets coming into contact with methamphetamine, there was concerning rise in reports of exposure to cocaine. For cats, the number...
March is Sleep Awareness Month. The perfect time for you to think about the quality of your sleep and how the mattress you choose can make all the difference. Avocado Green Mattress is committed to providing mattresses that not only help you sleep better, but also are healthier for you and the planet. Did you know that with the right mattress, you can improve your sleep quality by up to 50%? If you're not waking up refreshed and ready to tackle the day, it might be time to consider Avocado and their sleep-enhancing design. Cyndi and I love Avocado for so many reasons. Not only are the materials organic and free of chemical and toxins, Avocado mattresses promote better sleep through breathable, naturally temperature-regulated materials, which is so important to our sleep right now. Did I mention there is a mattress to fit your needs too? Avocado offers gentle to firm to plush mattress comfort and support. Take their quiz to find out which mattress and comfort option is right for you. Avocado stands by their products too. They offer easy financing options with Affirm, sleep trials up to 1 year, and options to try before you buy. Head to avocadomattress.com today and save up to 10% on certified organic mattresses. Dream of better.
Showed an APC of 52% based on a total of 63 cocaine-related reports, while dogs, the APC was 39%, which was 433 reports.
Yeah, well, that's probably 433,000. That's the only percentage that got reported, right?
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting because it's on those reports on the rise, and it's people are leaving their stuff out.
I guess I don't know. Hit a bump with me. Photo or whatever the dog's name is. All right, I'm going to skip you again. Okay. I've been wanting to do this story for several days now, and I keep forgetting to do it. Let's go to Colorado. All right. And a dude named Solomon Martinez, he's in a little bit of trouble. And, when I catch people walking down the street, at least in Louisiana, there's actually a statute for obstruction of public passage. You can stop and talk to them, and pat for usually high drug areas, right? You catch people walking, dealers, whatever, and you can get out and you pat frisk them for officer safety. Or I'd get out, talk to them, and they put their hands in their pocket, and say, "Hey, for officer safety, will you take your hands out of your pocket?" And they do it. Most of the time, if they're holding dope, they were all nervous, and they subconsciously put their hands back in the pocket. And then I was waiting on that. And I said, "Look, I asked you to take your hands out of your pocket for officer safety. Now I'm gonna just let me pat frisk you to make sure you're good. And that way you can put your hands back in your pocket." Well, the dope's going to be in the pocket, right?
Yeah.
And so I'd turn around, hands on the hood of the car, and when I'd feel it, you put your knee up against their ass, because that's when they're going to bolt. And I'd feel it and say, "What's this?" And nothing. In my report, I'd always say, due to officer experience, I believed it to be possible to be narcotics. Remove the item from the pocket, and guess what? It was crack cocaine. Mm-hmm. Well, this kind of happened with Mr. Solomon, and he got caught with something in his pocket. You know what it was?
Crack.
Has some cracks in it, probably. He got caught with the severed hand of a dead woman in his coat pocket. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, and I'll tell you all about it, but ultimately, the problem with this whole situation is the hand belonged to a 47-year-old Renee Portillo's. Okay. So, and they find the hand in his pocket, his coat pocket. And of course, they do their investigation, and they found that the 47-year-old Renee Portillo's, her remains have been found near a creek in Pueblo, Colorado in January 2024. So they do their shit, and they end up arresting him for her murder. All right. And they take him to trial, and it was a 14-day trial. And the prosecution presented compelling evidence during the trial, including testimony, phone records, location data, and autopsy results, all of which pointed to Martinez's guilt. And so Portillo's decapitated, head chopped off for those of you who are not in the know. Her decapitated remains were discovered on January 10th, 2024 near Fountain Creek after a roommate of Martinez tipped off police. It's like, he'd be doing some bad shit. Martinez was the security guard and he was arrested, and the detectives go and search him, and they found the human hand inside a plastic bag inside the left chest pocket of Martinez's jacket.
Keep it close to his heart.
Right? Keep your hand on my heart. Who in the fuck carries a dead person's hand around? I mean, I heard of keeping trophies and shit, but that's ridiculous.
Rabbit's foot.
Well,
yeah.
you know what? The what detective said after they advised him his rights? I said, "What's this hand doing in your pocket, homie?"
Yeah.
And you know what he said? He said, in quotation, he said, "The hand had been in my pocket for 2 days."
Okay, but why?
Exactly. So during the trial, prosecutors said Portillo's DNA was discovered in Martinez's vehicle, and authorities also found Portillo's DNA and Martinez's DNA on a condom.
Oh.
Yeah. So Martinez admitted to killing Portillo's in jail calls because he's dumb as fuck. And everybody knows the jail calls are recorded. So ask Brooks Cleary in the hashtag Justice for Haley case. But Martinez is in jail, and who you think he called?
His mama.
That's exactly right. He called his mama, and he tells his mama on a recorded fucking line.
I did it.
He said he killed Portillo's. You don't get any better than that. But his defense attorneys said at trial that Portillo shot herself while high on fentanyl. Pretty sure that didn't happen. But Martinez, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And Kathy Peralta, who's Portillo's sister, told the chieftain, the local outlet there, that Martinez was an evil man. And hearing all the evidence, I couldn't believe how sick and demented he is. It's bittersweet. We can't get her back, but we finally got justice. Now what happens to him in prison? He made his bed and he can lie in it. And now my sister can rest. So he ultimately, y'all, was convicted of first-degree murder, tampering with a deceased human body, abuse of a corpse.
Jeez.
Come on, man. Come on. Toes and, a dog threw up was one thing, but you killed this woman, and I don't know if you raped her or not, but killed her, cut up her body, but you had to take her hand and carry it for 2 fucking days in a plastic bag in your pocket.
Why?
He's got the rest of his life to ask himself that.
I think he knows.
Yeah, I know, but he's got the rest of his life to ask himself, why the fuck was I so stupid to carry the hand in my pocket?
Right.
Mike could have got away, but his roommate sold him out.
Well, I would too.
I know, I was just teasing. But he is done. And that's it. I got nothing else to say about that. But he just fucked it all up. He fucked it up. I don't know.
That's horrible.
So that was a bunch of dogs and
body
some
parts,
human toes and hands and everything else.
Vigilante.
This is, even though we're telling stories from around the world, that we don't ever know what stories we're going to tell until we get in here.
We don't.
And so that's just how that show flowed.
That is how that show flowed.
So, and then July 19th, today's the day. Get your tickets before they sell out. And they're going to sell out. And thank you again, Southeastern. Thank you, Patreon and convicts. And hope you enjoyed your early access to the tickets, and no more hiccups, hopefully, on the stuff. But if you do have hiccups, there's no problem. It's just solutions.
That's right.
And we'll get it done. And again, we're not in control of the tickets, but Southeastern is ready and willing to help you get yours. Right?
Yes. Crystal said they can even, if they're local, they can even go to their office and they'll do it for them. I mean, they want to help.
It's their 100-year anniversary.
Yeah.
The university's 100-year anniversary. And it's going to rock.
They want this.
I want to tell them again. I know we talked about the other day in the thing. It's a theater. It's a theater. I'm going to be on stage.
Like performing arts.
It's not like a bar room, even though there's alcohol and food and everything else. Yeah, every seat is a great seat.
Yes.
This place is built just for sound.
Yes.
And it's built to perform. And I'm going to perform the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Saw you working on your dance moves yesterday.
I'm always working on my dance moves, but it didn't have anything to do with this.
I'm joking.
So we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for liking and listening and sharing. If you aren't getting your updated episodes dropped in, if for some reason you're not getting that now, Apple did what do you call it? Update
Just
on the phone.
Yeah.
And so it kicked out listeners. So you have to resubscribe. So y'all resubscribe so you get the alerts from all the shows, and you'll have them in your queue whenever you get ready to listen.
Yeah. They like to do that these days.
I know.
And if you haven't listened to, I read a little bit further into it. If you haven't listened to like 3 days, like of what, you get kicked out too. Yeah. So, cause some people save their episodes and then listen to them all, like when a series is done or whatever.
Yeah, just hit subscribe if you're not getting notified, y'all. And so you'll be updated on all things real life, real crime.
Yeah.
And that's all I got for today. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
It's True Crime Time for Wednesday. I'll holler at you later. Peace.